Now rocking with the Bartenders.
It's official Juice TV.
Fucks with us.
Got you. I just woke up. Got a text on my phone, you just showed up. We just pulled up. Celebrate this life, let's toast to us. Celebrate this life, let's toast to us. Celebrate this life, let's toast to us.
My name is Jay Bars, one half of the Bartenders, clearly, and I'm from South Central Los Angeles originally. Currently, I live in North Side of Long Beach.
It's Lavelle Streets and South Central Los Angeles. And like my man said right here, we both on the north side, baby. We out here. Well, me and Bars right here, we was both chilling in the garage and we've been plotting on beats for like almost 2 weeks, and it was just an idea that kind of struck us, like, you know what, we need to do a project. We was both with it.
We were like literally like drinking, and it was like thinking about bars and whatnot, which obviously the project's called Bartenders, by the way. You can download that at SoundCloud. The thing is, we thought about bars and like the double entendre that it presented. It was like, well, we could just be bartenders, and literally the project is like about raising the bar. The vibe that you feel when you hear the record, first of all, it's very organic. You know what I mean? Like, we literally like would make songs in the studio as well as take beats home. Obviously, a lot of alcohol and drunkenness and debauchery and things of that sort. But the vibe that like people have been saying that the feedback we've gotten has been like, oh, it's like Tribe Called Quest, or it's like, it sounds like an homage to or paying homage to the old school. You know what I mean? So
when I hear it, I kind of hear, like, I feel like I'm on the East Coast. You ever hear that?
I do get, yeah, for sure. We definitely get the East Coast thing, but to me it's like that's like an unfair. I mean, I dig it, you know what I mean. But being a West Coast artist, to say like people like, oh, you sound like you're from the East, it's like, oh, it's like we don't have no spitters here. That's how I've always felt, you know what I mean. I always had like
we do, but they never really got that light,
right?
Because there's always been spitters on the West Coast, but you know, when there's spitters on the West Coast, it's like, oh, these niggas trying to sound like they from the East Coast. When it's not that, it's just like, you know, niggas love the art form of spitting. Beat selection came about, I would say, at first I was on the mainstream, like, oh, this shit bang, elbows out type of music, yeah, hey bro music. But, you know, when you listen and know producers, you feel me, they really go in and they give you the technical side. And shout out to OP who produced the whole project, and my boy Chop Gang, Ken, Eastside LBC Ken, you feel me, they kind of introduced me to another side of hip-hop, which my boy Bars did too, because he's like, nigga, this the wave right here. Like, and with those type of beats, you can really spit on it. Like, certain beats, they be so dope, you don't even have to say anything on them. It's like, oh, this shit bang. It's like, my nigga, did you listen to the song? This nigga he didn't say nothing. You feel me? But when you dealing with hip hop, the beat be dope, but you have to really listen to it and get the full grasp. You can't just skim through these type of songs. You have to appreciate what you're listening to.
He gave us like a bunch of beats or whatever, and I was like, then I would like something, he would like something. Like, I don't, you know, you liking the beat and then somebody else liking the beat, it's like whatever. But when you're in the lab and it's bumping through the speakers, and then one person is really feeling it, you can kind of, you know, it's like a platform for you to just to persuade the listener, and the listener is only you guys. So shout out to OP Taylor, Wreck Your Mind Studios.
Shout out, gang. All right, the features on it: Pro City, my brother JM. We also had Larissa, which is on Good Vibes. And who else, Jay?
Oh, we have Bobby Goldwatch on there. Bobby Goldwatch.
Bobby, go.
Shout out to No Brags, like in the skits, he's the guy. You know what I mean? Like he's the first voice here on the album.
No Brags.
No Brags. Also repping Pro City. And that's pretty it. I mean, we kept it to a minimum.
My nigga Quiz.
Didn't say Quiz? I thought you said that in
Quiz.
the first part.
No, I didn't say Quiz.
Apologies, there's a song called Nauseous that Quiz is Dope is on. So
Quiz.
which is a dope record for sure. But Quiz is dope, shout out to him. The record was actually entirely recorded at Wreck Your Mind Studios. Shout out to the homie Opie Taylor, Toast to You. And then it was mixed and mastered by the young Obama homie.
Oh, the homie Obama.
Obama.
No,
he has Black Obama.
Yeah,
he's like a black. He's like a darker Obama
with dreads.
With dreads, and he eats pork. There's
Rob Casey.
Shout out to Rob Casey, man. The cover art, which is amazing. The cover art and she created an entire font for the Bartenders from scratch. So when you look at the cover, I want you to understand that Bartenders is written in lettering that you've never seen graphically produced. She made that for us. Hello! Is it me you're looking for? Well, yes it is. And her name is Myra Hagcult.com. HAGCULT.com.
Myra.
Man, immensely grateful for you providing that logo for us. Yeah, she's the one.
My influences on music, and he probably won't believe this shit, but I'll say my nigga Bars, because I was straight with the whatever's going on today, the trap rap and all this dance party shit, and he like, bruh, this is where it's at. You feel me? So this is one of my biggest influences. Now I do listen to other people, like, you know, I still listen to Jada, Fab. Lately I've been on a lot of R&B and old school rock and roll, and even old school like the oldie joints. Like I've been on that lately, so those been my influence. But I'm not gonna discredit like anybody that's out there too, because you do got J. Cole, Kendrick, you got Royce, like all the new artists that's really dope. Those are my influences, because I look at them like, okay, they doing their shit, they spitting, they not compromising who they are to try to sell records.
For me, influences, Donny Hathaway, like my biggest influence for sure. Like vocally, just his talent was amazing. But in terms of hip hop specifically, Razzcast, when I was a youngin', like he was that dude, and then Royce 5'9", Eminem, like a lot of underground cats kind of shaped the way that I see things versus, like, cause I know everybody like topical and you say who your top 5 is, but I'm saying the underground is where it's made, and that's where we are. Everybody's reminding me constantly that this is an underground record. I'm like, why is it underground? Like, this should be something that can be playing in clubs. Like, we have things that fit the mold.
Red cups? No.
That's true. I would agree with that.
For me, I like the lighting. Like it has to be. He said it in the bar, ambient light, and he actually came up with that while we were recording in the studio writing. So I like that whole vibe. You feel me?
I would say that what's important is some sort of libation, alcohol. Some of you people know it as drink. Need some of that, bruh, for sure. Every time. Gotta be there, and smoke. Cigarettes or otherwise.
Nah. Another thing too, you gotta have, I can say, oh bitches, but you gotta have the right good vibe of people in the studio, because during this whole process, if it was negative shit in the studio, you ain't come back to the studio. Simple as that.
Another definitive, the best sessions have definitely had feminine energy. So maybe she's not rapping or she's not on the song, but she could just be cool as shit. But when you have like a room full of giant cobra monkeys, it's best to be able to like dissuade that frequency. One more thing that's definitely important: food, or the capability to order it. God. Right? You gotta get food, man, for sure. Cause when you get hungry, I ain't myself.
One more thing, you have to have a dope engineer. Not a nigga that's gonna be like, alright, that's good. Not a nigga that just wanna get paid. You have to have a nigga or a woman in there that's the engineer that's gonna tell you, nah, my nigga, you gotta do that or that shit sound fucked up.
You know what else you need? Time. Time and flexibility.
Oh, time. That is
But flexibility, like time and flexibility go 1-1. It's like
don't pay for an hour session.
It's like jealousy and envy, right? They go
6 hours to create.
Like, I'm putting no constraints. Like, we agreed to something, but if we all made dope, like, we just keep going.
Time out. Why is that streets? Why is that? Why 6 hours?
6 hours or more, because that gives you time to really catch the vibe of the beat. Even the engineer may have. It's all about how open-minded you are, because if you're not open-minded, when somebody tell you the shit don't sound good, and you and your feelings or your egotistical mindset, you can be like, oh, nah, nigga, I know what's up.
You need time to be a human being. Right?
Simple.
So, no, I definitely
Makers of Hennessy. No.
Actually, that might be a dope cipher. But definitely, I will work with Beethoven.
Time out. Say that again.
The Makers of Hennessy, that might be a dope cipher, but I would definitely work with Beethoven.
Why?
Sure.
Why?
Because they said he was deaf, and I say he wasn't. He still heard it in a different way. So he heard it mathematically. That's all he was. He was a mathematical genius. So for me, to work with somebody that's a genius is always a win for you. I work with Kanye today. He's still a genius. You know what I mean? People don't like him because he's kind of a dick, but he's a genius.
Just Blaze and Young Guru, Kanye West too, Joey Badass,
Royce 5'9", Elzai, Razkaz, Apollo
anybody
Brown.
pushing the art form forward, that's who I want to work with. I'm Lavelle Streets.
I'm Jay Bars.
And we are Bartenders. You can check us out on SoundCloud, Official Bartenders.
You could also find us at Instagram, bar_tenders, right? And then also, if you have the time, you could probably check us out on that good YouTube channel, Official Bartenders.